They're joining now. So let's start. So please either take the record the video or take the screenshots so that you can share with the students who are absent. Okay. Anyways, I will repeat fast in the afternoon class as well. So we are going to start the next topic, that is the pure substances. Okay, or properties of pure substances. Pure substances. Okay, substance means things like any gas, liquid, or solid, anything. Okay, even plasma, etc. So usually we know the like water, air, say iron, all these are substances. Okay, but whether they are pure or not, we need to understand. Okay, once we understood what is pure substance, then we can discuss their properties and thermodynamics of pure substances. Pure means, here the definition of pure is that they should have one chemical composition everywhere. One chemical composition everywhere. For example, air in the atmosphere. Okay, I explained this in the previous class as well. Air everywhere in the atmosphere is considered as pure. Okay, neglecting the CO2, etc. Okay, so even if it is there, CO2 is everywhere, then even including CO2 or any other gases, okay, but if their composition is same everywhere, then it is called as pure substance. Similarly, water, okay, so except the sea water, okay, if you take water everywhere, it is same. Chemical composition is, what is the chemical composition of water? H2O, right? So all the monad gases, okay, say unimolar you said, or diatomic you say, whatever gases are like H2O, N2, helium, etc. All these are pure substances, because if you take only N2, then it is everywhere we have same. O2 plus N2. Say for example, this is air. Okay, if you see this air, okay, in the gaseous form it has 1 O2 and 3.76 N2, or you can say 79% nitrogen with 21% air. And if it is fixed everywhere, then air is also pure substance. Mixture of two liquids, if it is completely soluble, mixture of gases, liquids, If completely soluble, then it is also completely soluble. Then it is also pure substance. Like for example, if we have water and if you add some oil, is it pure or not? Water and oil, they will not mix. So it is not pure substance. It will float, it will not mix, it will float on the water. So it is not pure. For example, if you have liquid and vapor, okay, if you are heating, for example, in some case, so what will happen in this case? You have H2O, here also H2O. Say we have liquid here and vapor here. But whether it is liquid or vapor, both have the same chemical composition of H2O. It is not separated. H2H is not separated with O. It is H2O, here also H2O. Then it is pure substance because chemical composition is same. The temperature, phase, etc. may change, but it is pure substance. You can take any example. Say for example, if you take air, liquid air, its vapors, like in atmosphere, it is available as the gaseous. Okay. So if you take the air or if you liquefy air, it is not pure. Why it is not pure? Because in air we don't have only one, but we have O2 and N2, right? So once you liquefy, one of them will be liquefying first, and then some other will join. So the one which got earlier liquefied earlier, will have its more percentage in the liquid than the other one. In vapor, it may have a different percentage, like I said, 21, 79, but in liquid again, it will be different. For example, the one which has lower liquefaction pressure or temperature will liquefy first. The other oxygen or into the other one, second one will join later. So the chemical formula will change. So it is not a pure substance. So only gaseous air is pure. Whereas if you take water, H2O in solid phase or liquid phase or in vapor or gaseous phase, it will, in all cases, it is pure substance. Is this clear? Can you give any example? Please take a screenshot if you want. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, doctor, yes.
Can you give any example of pure substance?
like CO1 that goes out from cars.
Don't call it CO1, just call CO. Whenever one is there, we don't read them. Okay, or you can just read them as carbon monoxide. We don't write one. Okay, carbon
Yes.
monoxide. Yes, it is pure. But the thing is that if you add something, then it will change. Otherwise, when in temperature, etc., it will not. Monoatomic, it will always be pure substance. Diatomic, we cannot say all the time. Like CO is diatomic, we cannot say all the time it is pure. Okay. Water is very good example of diatomic, but it is pure substance. Now, for example, we'll study the water or say H2O. H2O system for understanding some thermodynamic properties of pure substances. We'll take some examples. Say we have a container or a vessel. Okay, it contains water. So if this water is, say, pressure is 1 atmosphere and temperature is 20 degrees Celsius. What is the phase of this? Yes, what is the phase? It is in the liquid form, right?
Yes.
Is it going to boil at this state?
No.
No. At a 1 atmosphere, 20 degrees Celsius, it is not going to boil. It is just normal water. You can drink it easily. Okay. Say, for example, if I heat it, this is state 1. So I will write S1. State 2, the pressure is same. Temperature is, say, 100 degrees Celsius. Okay. So what will happen at 100 degrees Celsius?
It will start boiling.
Start boiling. Okay. The one in the first state, which is not at this temperature, it is nowhere near to boil, right? You have to heat it.
Yes.
You have to put heat or give some heat to increase the temperature from 20 to 80, right? But say before 100, at all temperatures like 99, okay? So at all these temperatures, the liquid is called as subcooled liquid or compressed liquid. Compressed liquid or the other name is subcooled. What is the definition of subcooled liquid? The liquid which is not going to vaporize, okay, which is not going to form any vapor, which is not going to boil, which is not about to change its phase, is called as the compressed liquid or subcooled liquids. Okay, it is not about to become vapor. Now at 100 degrees Celsius, we know that water boils at 100 degrees Celsius at atmospheric pressure, right? So at 100 degrees Celsius, it is about to form vapors. So at 100 degrees Celsius, is it vapor? Is it subcooled or compressed? No,
No.
it is not. Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
When we leave a bottle of water in room temperature, we'll find it like in 3 days or 4 days reduced.
Okay, I will come to that. So subcooled or compressed means not about to vaporize. Okay. So this is the first definition. Now second is saturated liquid. Saturated liquid. Saturated liquid means it is about to vaporize. See, this one is not about to vaporize. So at 80 degrees Celsius, 70 degrees Celsius, 60 degrees Celsius, it is not going to boil without changing any temperature, right? But here, the saturated liquid means it is about to vaporize. No need to increase the temperature. Even without increasing the temperature, it can change its phase. So that condition is called as a saturated liquid. Now, same, okay, size has changed. Okay, don't consider the size change in size. Okay. Now, say for example, S3, pressure is same 1 atmosphere, temperature is 100 degrees Celsius. So what is the difference between the state 2 and 3? At state 2, 100 degrees Celsius, it is all liquid. Okay. Whereas state 3, some vapor has formed. Some vapor has formed. Okay. Now, at 100 degrees Celsius, it can be in both liquid as well as vapor form. It can be in liquid and vapor form both. When it will form vapors, say once it reach to 100 with all liquid, then again you heat. Then again you heat this. So what will happen? It will, the liquid try to convert into the vapors because of the evaporation process. Okay. And then after few seconds or few minutes of heating, what will happen? All the liquid can become vapors. So this is the state 3. What can be state 4? State 4 can be S4, T is equal to 100 degrees Celsius. Okay. So here we have 3 conditions. At S2 100 degrees Celsius, it is all liquid. S3 T is equal to 100 degrees Celsius, it is liquid plus vapors. And here it will be all vapors only. So for example, state 4 will be, there will not be any liquid, but it will have all vapors. So what is this case? At 100 degrees Celsius, it is all vapors. So 100 degrees Celsius, it can exist in three different situations. It can be all liquids, it can be all gases, or it can be mixture of liquid plus vapors. Okay. In the last class, I gave the example of liquid and solid, right? At 0 degrees Celsius, if you take the water bottle from the freezer, if it is half water, half liquid and half ice, then you check the temperature, it will be 0 degrees Celsius. You check the temperature of ice or you check the temperature of liquid, you will find that both will have the 0 degrees Celsius. Until the temperature will not change until all the ice becomes liquid or all the liquid becomes ice. Then only it will change its temperature. Otherwise, if you heat, then it will become liquid. If you cool, then it will become ice. If it is a mixture, then remember it is always a fixed temperature. Like here, at 100 degrees Celsius or say at one temperature, if there is a mixture of liquid and vapor, then always remember that is its boiling temperature or saturation temperature. If you slightly heat it, then either it will become vapors. If you cool it, it will become liquid. But if it is a mixture, then it is always at a fixed temperature. So I hope you understood state 1, state 2, state 3, state 4, and then we can have a state 5. Say temperature is 200 degrees Celsius. What will be condition at 200 degrees Celsius? It will be all in vapor, right? Simple. Compressed liquid or subcooled liquid, which is not about to vaporize. So for water, 1 atmosphere at 100 degrees Celsius, it is going to vaporize. So any temperature below 100, say 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, like that, it is always called as compressed liquid, subcooled liquid, or simple liquid, okay, which is not about to vaporize. But at certain temperature, like 100 degrees Celsius at atmospheric pressure, it is about to vaporize. So that is called as the saturated liquid. Similarly, we have saturated vapors. Now, what is saturated vapors? So in this case, at 100 degrees Celsius, it is all vapor, but it is called as saturated vapor. Why it is called as saturated vapor? Because if you slightly cool it, even if it is slightly cool it, what will happen? Some of the vapors will become liquid. Okay, so the vapors which are about to condense means becoming droplets. So if it is about to condense, then it is called as saturated vapors. About to condense, that means about to become liquid, then it is called as. Now say at 200 degrees Celsius, sorry, at 200 degrees Celsius, if you slightly reduce the temperature, Is it going to form liquid at 200 degrees Celsius?
No.
It is not going to condense, right? Because it's at very, very high temperature compared to the saturation temperature. So it is not going to become liquid. So the vapors which are not about to condense are called as superheated vapors. Not about to condense. Is this clear? 4 definitions: compressed or subcooled liquid, saturated liquid, saturated vapor, superheated vapors.
Doctor,
Yes,
it's all these for it's these four situations. It's just about water or any liquid.
any
can apply-
pure substance,
Okay.
any pure substance. Pure substance means I give the example, right? Like air is a pure substance in the gaseous phase. Okay, but in liquid it is not. So we will not study the air. The most common example for pure substance is the water. Like nitrogen, see what I told you, single atomic or one atomic gases, all gases one atomic are pure substance. Okay, because when they cool, they see, for example, nitrogen, whether you cool make the liquid nitrogen, gaseous nitrogen, or vapor of the nitrogen, all three are nitrogen only. So chemical formula is same. So liquid nitrogen will be same. If you take only oxygen, gaseous oxygen, liquid oxygen, it will have the same chemical composition. So monoatomic substances like nitrogen, oxygen, or say these we you take hydrogen, helium, all take, okay, say aluminum, okay, solid to liquid, liquid to solid, okay, all these are going to form the pure substances. Water is the most common example, so I'm giving the, because you understood that 1 atmosphere and 100 degrees Celsius, you already know that 100 degrees Celsius is the, what you call it, you call it boiling temperature, right? But it is, here we will call it as saturation temperature. What is the saturation temperature means? Saturation temperature means it is the temperature or pressure. Saturation temperature or saturation pressure means it is the temperature or pressure about which it is going to change its phase. Change its phase. It can become liquid, vapor. Even if you take the 0 degrees Celsius, it can become liquid or solid. So these are called as the, usually we will focus here on the liquid vapor phase only. We will not go to solids as of now. Okay, but we can, same thing we can write for the liquid solid as well. But here we are writing liquid gas. Okay. So remember these four or five stages. First 4 definition, then one of them is between the two, that is saturated liquid, saturated vapor. So in between we can have a mixture of both liquid and vapor.
Doctor, also I have another question.
Loudly.
Also I have another question.
Yes, yes, yes.
You said if we mix ice with water, it is possible for the water to come ice.
It is,
It is. I ask. It is possible for the water to become ice if we mix ice with water. The things I know is the ice will become water.
Ice will become water. Now water not will become ice. When I'm,
Yes.
what am I saying? If you keep cooling it, okay, or keep heating it.
Ah, okay. So if I keep calling it, of course, it will become ice.
Yes, what you are saying is the naturally the heat will go from high to low temperature. Okay, so you are saying that ice can melt, and so why it is happening? Because of the atmosphere temperature is high, so there will be heat exchange. If you keep that ice in the deep freezer, then what will happen?
Yes, yes,
The
yes,
liquid will become ice, or ice will become liquid.
yes, yes. Thank you, doctor.
No problem. Okay, let's say we will draw, say, temperature versus, this is small v means specific volume. Say 0, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140. Okay, so degree Celsius. This is a meter cube. So state 1 is here, right? 20 degrees Celsius, state 1. Okay, at 100 degrees Celsius, what will happen? If I increase its temperature, what will happen? It will
Became vapor.
become vapor, but what will happen? Initially, the volume will slightly increase. Okay, volume will increase, a small change in volume. Okay, you can say negligible change or very small change in the volume as you increase the temperature from 0 to or 20 to 100 degrees Celsius, for example. So this is state 1 and this is state 2. Now, what is the state 1 liquid called as? Yes,
Compressed liquid.
State 1 is compressed liquid.
yes. So say for example, I have marked some points in between. All these points, the liquid is called as compressed or subcooled liquid. Okay. S2, it is saturated liquid. Then what will happen at 100 degrees Celsius? If you give heat, then its volume will increase, but it will not become completely vapor. Then at 100 itself, it will become completely vapor. Okay. Here I wrote S2. Say S3 is somewhere here. Then what will happen? After 100 degrees Celsius, it is all vapor. Then if you heat it, it is going to increase its temperature. Say if I write S5 is equal to say 140. So this is state 5. So this is S1 is saturated, subcooled or compressed liquid. S2 is saturated liquid. S4 is saturated vapor. Now what is S3 and S5 called? S5 is called as superheated vapor. S3 is saturated liquid plus vapor. S3 is saturated liquid plus vapor. Once it becomes vapor, the volume will change large to, see, the change in volume when it is becoming liquid to vapor is very high. Okay, say if you have even a small amount of water, when it is boiled, can take at least this much volume in vapor form. Okay, so even in small the mass or the in grams, okay, can take a large volume when it becomes gaseous. Okay, for example, if at my home, if you take complete home, how much will be the amount kilo mass of air in the, at home? For example, at present, whatever the big size your home is, for example, 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, okay, in one room, how many kilograms of air will be there approximately? How you will get that volume or mass? M is equal to density into volume, right? Volume is what is area is length breadth into height. Okay, so say 2 meter by 2 meter by 2 meter. Okay, I'm giving small room. Okay, so density of air at room temperature and pressure is 1.2. How much will be the mass? 2 to the 4 to the 8. Okay, so about say 10 kilogram. If it is 2 meter by 2 meter by 2 meter room, then how much is the mass of air inside? Just about 10 kilograms. If it is water, it will take large amount of kgs, right? We know because the density is high. So similarly, when the liquid becomes vapor, it will take lot of space. So volume will increase. Now this 100 degrees Celsius, how do you know this is 100 degrees Celsius? Because you are told that the boiling temperature of water is 100 degrees Celsius, right? In physics or science you studied previously. But this temperature is a function of pressure. So it is called as saturation pressure as well as temperature. If you increase the pressure, temperature will increase. If you increase temperature, pressure will increase. Both these values are dependent on each other. So I'm writing the table for the water. Say for example 0 degrees Celsius, or you can say if the pressure is 0.61 kilopascal. What is the atmospheric pressure? Atmospheric pressure is 101.32 kilopascal. 101.32 kilopascal. But if the pressure is very, very low, like 0.61 kilopascal, then water will boil at 0 degrees Celsius. Okay, I will write it, then I will explain again. 1.23, say for example. So 10 degrees Celsius. It can also boil at say 25 degrees Celsius if the pressure is 3.17 kilopascal. It will boil at 100 degrees Celsius if the pressure is 101.32 kilopascal. Okay. Similarly, it can go to 250 also if you increase the pressure. Okay. Now we know this already, that if it is 1 atmosphere, which is 1 atmosphere means 101.32 kilopascal. At this pressure, the boiling temperature is, or the saturation temperature is 100 degrees Celsius. Now, if I want to make this vapor liquid, okay, then at what temperature, what we can do, we have two options, either reduce the temperature or reduce the pressure. We have two options, either cool it to reduce the temperature or expand it to reduce the pressure. If you do one of them, you can make it liquid. Say for example, at you have the gaseous vapor, water vapors, okay. So what to make liquid, either you drop the pressure or drop the temperature. It's not all times cooling by removing heat, but also by reducing the pressure. Say for example, if you put water in a container and reduce the pressure, how much pressure? Say if you reduce the pressure to 0.61, then what will happen? It will reach to a temperature of 0 degree Celsius. So this reducing the temperature is also called as cooling, or this expansion is also like a cooling process. Expansion means reducing the pressure. Compression means increasing the pressure. So reducing the pressure is also kind of cooling it. Okay. So if you decrease the pressure to 0.61, you can easily freeze it. Reducing the pressure to 0.61 has the same meaning of reducing the temperature from 100 to 0 degrees Celsius. It's same meaning. Okay. So if you see this, the atmosphere, the saturation temperature and pressure both are directly proportional. If you see this, they are basically increasing with each other. If I plot them, then you will find that it is not linear, but it is proportional.
Doctor,
Yes,
in gases, if we
loudly.
in gases,
Yes.
if we decrease the pressure, the volume will decrease also, right?
If you increase the pressure,
If we decrease the pressure, the volume will decrease too in gases, right?
no, if you decrease the pressure, then volume will increase, right?
Okay. So what about liquid? For volume, not temperature.
See, only for the liquid and solid we have that. In some liquids, when you solidify it, its temperature volume increases. In some cases, it decreases. Like when water becomes ice, its volume increases or decreases?
Increase, doctor.
No, its volume increases. See, what you do, you can do this experiment at home. You know the Coke bottles. You might have seen the bottles of the Coca-Cola or Pepsi in the glass bottles. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You might have seen the long glass bottles. Okay. It's very difficult. Okay. long bottles. So what you do, you keep these bottles in the freezer. Okay. Next day you will find all the ice broken. Sorry, all the glass broken. Why
Yes,
it
yes.
happens? Why it will happen? Because this
Volume
liquid
is
will try to become
ice.
solid. Okay. And when it becomes solid, it expands. And when it expands, it will pressurize the walls. So if it is plastic, then it will not break. If it is liquid, it will break because glass is brittle and it can easily break. Okay, that's why nobody nowadays keep the liquid bottles, especially in the freezers.
Yes,
This
yes,
is
doctor.
not only for the Coca-Cola, but Cokes, or it is for the water and other things.
Thank you, doctor.
Okay, so this for water, say this is P saturation, and here it is say T saturation. So if you increase one, the other will increase. Say 50, 100, 150. So at 100 degrees Celsius, we know what is the pressure? 101.32. That is 1 atmosphere. 50, it will be like around. For 25, I get 3.7 to something like that. So for 150, it will be some other values. So just we know that this is usually the 1 atmosphere. This is the pressure and this is the temperature. If you keep this temperature and increase the pressure, then also it will change. Okay, so by changing the pressure or by changing the temperature, we can change the phase of the water. Now, how the local pressure changes? The local pressure depends on altitude, right? So for example, if you are staying in Jeddah, Taif, or say Abha, okay. So if you go to Jabal Dakka or Jabal Sauda, I think in Abha, so they have different altitudes, right? So water, because the atmospheric pressure in all three places at that altitude is different, the water, we need to increase the temperature to 100 degrees Celsius to boil water. But in Taif, you can boil even at 95 degrees Celsius. In Abha, if it is 93, then it can get boiled. Okay, so the pressure depends on altitude. If it has altitude is high, pressure is low. Okay, so low pressure means low boiling temperature. Is that clear?
Sorry, doctor. Low pressure, I mean low volume?
Not volume. What is this degree Celsius? Low
Temperature.
pressure means
Low temperature.
low temperature. What is low temperature, low pressure? Saturation, I'm saying. Saturation means at this saturation means it is the temperature at which it will change its phase. Phase means liquid to vapor or vapor to liquid. Okay.
Okay,
Liquid
doctor.
to vapor, vapor to liquid.
Liquid. Okay.
Now, for example, you use pressure cooker for cooking, right? So what you do basically, you increase the
Temperature.
pressure. So what will happen? Water will boil at 100 degrees Celsius now. It will not, right? For
Right.
example, if you increase the pressure to say instead of 1 bar or 101 kilopascal, if you make it say 1000 kilopascal, then the boiling temperature may be like about 150 degrees Celsius or 130 degrees Celsius. So even if it is at 110, 120, it is like subcooled or compressed liquid. It will not vaporize until it reaches to its saturation temperature. Okay, so why we use pressure cooker? We don't want water vapor to just go out, okay, by becoming the vapor. We want it to become vapor late so that it can help in cooking. Now we have seen that with temperature and pressure, with temperature pressure is changing, or with pressure temperature is changing. Then we can draw the diagram TV diagram we draw, right? So if you remember, one diagram was like this, right? Okay. It was like this, right? State 1, state 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you remember? Compressed liquid, saturated liquid, saturated vapor, superheated vapor, and this is middle, okay, or in between. You can take any point. But say this is at P is equal to some value, okay. If you say this is 100 kilopascal, which is close to the atmospheric pressure. 100 kilopascal means how many megapascal? Yes, what is atmospheric pressure? Say 100 kilopascal or 0.1 megapascal. Okay, if I reduce the pressure, then what will happen? It will be like this, all these 5. But at low pressure, say this is 0.01 megapascal. If you decrease the pressure, it will be at low temperature. If you increase pressure, it will be at high temperature. Similarly, if I say this is 0.1 megapascal, if I take this is say 1 megapascal. If I draw another one, if I further increase the pressure, it will form like this. Okay, so at one condition, what will happen? It will just change without making the change in volume. It will directly go to the second stage, because this change in volume is reducing. Okay, so at a certain condition, what will happen? It will directly form liquid vapor directly. So all these points are called as which points? Saturated liquid, whereas these points are saturated vapor points. This is a different pressures. If I join this, this is becoming a curve like this, right? So all these point on this black line from here to here, all these are saturated liquid, whereas here it is saturated vapors. Before this point, it is all liquid, compressed liquid. Before this point, any point before this, any temperature, any pressure before this is all compressed liquid. Any point after this line is saturated, superheated vapors. All these conditions between are mixture of liquid and vapor. We will see this diagram again in the tutorial class. Okay, I will explain this diagram again for water. So as you increase the pressure, what happens? The change in volume decreases. And when we reach to a point where there is no further change in the volume, it will directly become liquid to vapor without even changing its heat much. Okay. So that point is called as the critical point. On the left side of this critical point, the line is called as the liquid line or saturated liquid line. On the right side, it will be called as saturated vapor line. Okay. So we'll stop here. In the afternoon lecture tutorial, inshallah, we'll see in the details of this. Okay.
Okay, Doctor, inshallah.
Okay,
Thank
doctor.
you.
See you.
Doctor, I have
Okay, thank you.
I have a exam in time tutorial.
Really? Which exam?
Mechanic.
You said at 10:30 it is, right?
No, mechanic at 1 p.m.
But we have the at 2:30, right? Tutorial.
Yes, 1 to 2.5, I think. I don't remember it
So
perfectly.
you can join after the class, after the exam.
But I will be late because I will be in the university. Is it okay?
No problem. Try to attend. Yeah, I mean, or you can
Of course.
you can stay in the university, attend the class, and then can come back after the class.
They say no because of Corona.
Okay. Okay. Try to attend. I don't know how many students are like you. I mean
Okay.
that course. Okay. Now Ramadan is near, right? And we don't have much time to complete the course. Lot of things are remaining still. Okay. Okay, inshallah. See you in the afternoon class.